The IRS, and actually the IRS leaked has kind of helped us with some topics here on the show. And and they're kind of like, oh, this is what the rich are getting away with. And one of the big stories is Peter Thiel. He's a PayPal founder,
He and Elon, yeah.
and uh, and then what we know about Elon, Tesla, and he's got his rocket ship company that's doing very well. This so good thing he came up with this idea to fund those other projects, huh?
Right.
Worked out good for him. Peter Thiel's $5 billion tax-free individual retirement account has you jealous. Well, we're going to talk about some ways you can build a pot of tax-free retirement savings without paying much in taxes. How about the mega backdoor Roth conversion? So ProPublica's been kind of putting this information out, and I think what we're gaining is some really good information about how we can be more tax efficient. Most people don't ever get a chance to own IPO stock or pre-IPO stock, but the mega backdoor Roth conversion strategy is available to many people with 401k accounts so long as they have the means to save significant amounts of money. It lets those in 401k plans that allow after-tax contributions put up to, and we don't talk about this much, but you may not know, but you can put up to $58,000 a year into a 401k account and convert some or all of that money to a Roth with minimal tax hit if you have a good executed plan. That outstrips the $6,000 that most people are permitted to put into a Roth IRA this year and the $19,500 annual limit on your Roth 401k contributions. Those levels increase respectively to $7,000 and $26,000 if you're in the group of those age 50 or older. The mega backdoor Roth also allows individuals with modified adjusted gross incomes of more than $140,000 or $208,000 for couples who would ordinarily be barred from contributing to a Roth IRA to get money into one. And that's the 401ks do not have those income limitations like the individual Roth does. You could really see your Roth IRA grow exponentially this way. Ed Slott, IRA specialist up in New York that I know pretty well, the best place retirement money can end up is in a Roth account where it grows totally tax-free for the rest of your lives, Ed Slott went on to say. So in order to take advantage of a mega strategy, you have to work for a company that lets employees make after-tax contributions to its 401k plan. Got some surveys here for you on this. According to a survey of 263 employer-sponsored retirement plans by 401k record keeper Alight Solutions, which counts many Fortune 500 companies among its clients, about half offer the option to make after-tax contributions. That's right, after-tax contributions. Vanguard Group says about 40% of the 4.7 million participants in its 401k plans have access to after-tax savings. Of those, 10% have made such contributions. If they knew the power of that, I think we could probably get a double up on that. Fidelity Investments says more than 90% of the 19.5 million participants in the 401k plans it administers are eligible to make after-tax contributions. And what we're going to be talking about when we come back from the break is that opportunity to get much more into those plans and how to get it over into a Roth. And I mentioned that to my team in my team meeting this morning. Not that they're wanting to save all the money that they make, but gosh, you can get more money to work, and where best having your money. What's the ultimate place for retirement income? Remember, three tax brackets. We have pre-tax money that's taxed as ordinary income when it comes out. Bomber, because we know tax rates are going up. How about Roth? Gross tax deferred, comes out tax-free. Yes, yes, yes. And then we've got step-up basis to pay tax as you go. Well, I don't like that either. I still want to go with the tax-free. Big thing is getting more money into it. It really is exciting to have this opportunity. For listeners, you go to gregoryricks.com, the news blog. It's up there in the upper right-hand corner, not necessarily in the corner, but upper right to click on. And I post articles every day of my sample of my reading and research. And this is a Wall Street Journal article titled "A Little Known Backdoor Trick for Boosting Your Roth Contributions." And it turns out a lot of plans have this. It's just seldom used. So let's see if we can change that. So to minimize taxes, it's best to quickly move after-tax 401k contributions into either a Roth or Roth 401k. You can be doing this, and let's say you say, Gregory, I have 10 years to go, but I do want to get more money into this, and I can do that. Well, you're going to have some taxable gains on the after-tax contributions, but all that money you have to pay tax on those gains, but that money, when you separate from that firm, that pre-tax money can go over in a traditional IRA. That after-tax money can go over there into a Roth. So you should be excited about putting that at that time. So the mega backdoor strategy rests on a little-known fact about 401k plans. The Internal Revenue Service lets employees set aside up to $58,000 a year in a 401k account. Most people are thinking, well, all I can put in is $19,500 and I get my match. No, you can put up to $58,000 a year, and that number rises if you're over age 50 at $64,500. Employees can contribute up to $19,500 or $26,000 if they're 50 or older to either traditional, pre-tax, or Roth 401k. If offered both a traditional and a Roth 401k, employees can choose one or the other or put money into each. With the traditional 401k, account holders generally get to subtract contributions from their income. So that money goes in pre-tax, which it reduces your taxes. Instead, they must pay ordinary income tax on the money when they withdraw it, typically in retirement when many are in, but this is a myth in the article here, when they say when many are in lower tax brackets. I would not necessarily expect that to happen. I kind of think that's a myth. With a Roth 401k, people instead contribute after-tax money, foregoing a tax deduction. The money grows tax-free and contributions can be withdrawn tax and penalty-free. Earnings can also come out tax and penalty-free, provided that the account owner is 59 and a half or older, and that the Roth has been open for 5 years. And that's one of the Roth test. It's one of the important things is you've had a Roth that has had a contribution made to it that's been open for 5 years. And it doesn't have to be successive. And you could have done it 20 years ago, had one for 5 years, and then closed it. To get the $58,000 annual 401k contribution limit, a worker who has already funneled $19,500 into pre-tax or Roth account can then make additional after-tax contributions to the 401k of as much as $38,500. The strategy is most effective when an employee can withdraw his or her after-tax contributions soon after making them, pay income tax on the earnings, and convert the money to a Roth IRA or Roth 401k where it can grow tax free. That is the most efficient way to get it done. Doesn't always work. The key understanding what your employer's 401k plan allows, be sure to ask whether it lets employees either roll their tax savings over to a Roth IRA or convert this money to a Roth 401k. Many 401k plans allow employees who are 59 and a half or older roll over their savings tax-free into an IRA, even if they continue to work for the company. That key question there is called a in-service rollover option. One of the documents that everybody has, if you've got money in a 401k, you have what's called a summary plan description. That's kind of the Bible of your plan's rules. So get a copy of that. I like collecting them myself, so maybe share it with me as well. I'll give you the email, info@gregoryricks.com. So like people of any age who leave a company, these older workers can convert their after-tax 401k contributions to a Roth IRA while simultaneously funneling their pre-tax savings plus the earnings on their after-tax contribution into a traditional IRA. So some plans allow for workers younger than 59 and a half to continue to work at the company to withdraw only their after-tax money, which makes it possible for them to convert it to a Roth IRA. Some neat little twists depending on what your plans allow you to do. Government 457 plans don't allow after-tax contributions. I'm sorry to have to share that with you. The same is true for many 403B plans, retirement savings plans that are typically sponsored by nonprofits and schools. But cheers for those that have 401ks with these opportunities.